There is no ifs and buts about this. Success literally leave clues.
Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder, optimize your brand recognition, and increase the cash flow of your business.
So the important question you want to ask yourself when you want to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, when you want to position yourself to build wealth and embrace a better quality of life, you want to follow those clues. You want to ask yourself, what are the clues that rich people use to position themselves to build wealth? Well, today we're going to do a deep dive into 3 important concepts that can reveal perhaps some of the most important clues that you need to learn, apply, and master when you want to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, when you want to position yourself to build wealth and embrace a better quality of life. So as we go into today's program and as we examine this body of knowledge over the next few days and few weeks, there's 3 important concepts that I want you to hold in front of you. One is leadership. We will talk about leadership in the context of proactive leadership. We will talk about process in the context of tools. It's about you knowing the right tools, using the right tools to get predictable outcome. And the predictable outcome that you want is to successfully start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. It's to successfully position yourself to build wealth, and it's to successfully embrace a better quality of life. Success, leave those clues. Last but not least, we will talk about systems and how important is systems in the whole equation of positioning yourself to accomplish all of the above. Well, systems is very unique. Why? Because systems really helps you to identify what is a transparent approach to do the things that you do. And how important is transparency? How important is accountability? How important is consistency? How important is traceability? How important is scalability? Well, systems gives you all of this. And it's largely because you have this body of knowledge, you are able to repeat a process that has been proven to be successful. But if you don't have systems, you don't have traceability. You don't have scalability. You don't have accountability. You don't have consistency. The reason wealthy people become wealthy because they follow those clues and they have followed the pathways of those who have been before them and they have accomplished success. Over the next few days, we will do a deep dive into leadership in the context of proactive leadership. We will talk about processes and we will talk about systems, because I do believe that there is so much of clues that lies in the belly of this body of knowledge that once you begin to learn it, begin to apply it, begins to master it, and your life will be changed forever. I want to say this. As we continue to dive into these programs, I want you to listen. Why? To learn. I want you to learn. Why? To apply. I want you to apply. Why? To master. You see, there are some people that listen but never learn. There's some people that learn but never apply. And there's some people that apply that never master. I want to show you rich people get wealthy because they're able to master all of the above. Listen, learn, apply, and master. And my humblest advice to you is that when you want to position yourself to achieve the same, you also have to become a master at these things. Now, let us begin examining leadership. Leadership in the context of proactive leadership. We are not talking about autocratic leadership. We are not talking about democratic leadership. We're not not talking about, any other form of leadership. We're talking about proactive leadership. What makes proactive leadership stands out? There are three reasons why proactive leadership stands out. One, it helps you to think ahead. Do you understand the art and the process and the science behind thinking ahead? It also helps you to see beyond problems. Do you understand the art and the science and the theory behind seeing beyond the problem? Many persons, you get stuck in the problem zone. You never get out of the problem zone. You spend decades in the problem zone. For example, you're trying to access capital. You just don't know how to access capital, but you're struggling here for decades. And that happens because there is a leadership deficit, and you're suffering from what is known as the leadership deficit syndrome. And that's something that you want to fix right here and right now. And over a period of time, we're going to give you the content of information that would really help you to correct that deficit, so you're not stuck in the problem zone. So whether the problem is access to capital or access to new market or truly moving ahead with your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, you understand the leadership tools to deploy to position yourself to break through the barriers. The last concept that we will be looking at is the ability to take informed action, because these are the three things that proactive leaders are very good at. They think ahead. They're not reacting to everything because they think ahead. They see beyond problems. They're never stuck in the problem zone, and they're able to take informed action to achieve a desired end results. The big question is, are you able to apply proactive leadership as you set yourself up to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, as you set yourself up to build wealth, as you set yourself up to embrace a better quality of life? Are you able to apply proactive leadership in these contexts? Let's talk about thinking ahead. The ability to think ahead is so important. Many people wait until their backs are against the wall to start thinking. If you're thinking ahead is another thing. You want to start your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. You want to position yourself to build wealth. You want to embrace a better quality of life. What are those things that you should be thinking ahead about? Because any attempt to build a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, any attempt to build wealth, any attempt to embrace a better quality of life should be based on the clues. I said at the beginning, rich people become wealthy because they understand the clues. They follow those clues. And what clues are you following as you set yourself up for success? And one of those clues is to be proactive. To be proactive means that you're thinking ahead, but what are you thinking ahead about? Do you know how to apply this, how to deploy this in your life in the context of building wealth, in the context of starting that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand? So let us talk about that briefly today. So any attempt to successfully start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, one of the first questions you must be asking yourself is, who is your ideal client? Because you're starting a business, you're starting a brand, and that brand is not about your ego. Your brand is not about your emotions. Your brand doesn't make any sense to anyone unless you can establish how relevant it is to your target market. So the first thing you want to know is your client identification. You want to identify your ideal client. And there are a number of yardstick or measuring sticks that you can use to clearly identify your ideal client. But you need to know it, because if you don't know it, it means that you're shooting in the dark and you're shooting blanks. So you're shooting with that blindfold over your eyes and you're speculating. And speculation is what? Speculation is the godfather of the death. The speculation is the godfather of death, the death of your dreams and hopes and aspirations, the death of you successfully starting and scaling your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, because you're speculating. But when you train the mind to think ahead, all right, you train the mind to think ahead, you get more clarity. So because you have a clear mental picture of who you're targeting, because you're asking yourself, who is my ideal client, you can now push a little further. Now you know your ideal client, you're asking yourself, how can I serve my ideal client at the highest level? And you want to know that, how to serve your ideal client at the highest level, because it is your ability to identify the ideal client. It is your ability to serve the ideal client at the ideal height, at the highest level, is what's going to really set you up to be successful. But are you thinking ahead of these things? In most cases, many rising stars, as you set yourself up for success, you're thinking about cash flow optimization. Now, there's nothing wrong with cash flow optimization. optimization, but cash flow optimization will be compromised when you are not able to identify your specific demographic and create brand relevance, when you are not able to identify their specific needs and then innovate products and services in complete alignment with those needs, wants, and expectation, and possibly position yourself to deliver quality products and services above and beyond their expectations. These are things that you want to be thinking ahead about. So any attempt to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, position yourself to build wealth and embrace a better quality of life, there's a process. So this is our process that we have been using, and we have been seeing tremendous results over the last 20 plus years of implementing these tools. Now what we are doing, we want to make this type of information available to you so you can better set yourself up for success. So today we begin our topic by looking at the importance of leadership. If you have a leadership deficit, you want to focus on how to overcome this. We focus on processes. What is processes? Understand the right tools, deploying the right tools in the right way to get predictable outcome. And then we talk briefly about the importance of systems. Systems is what gives you transparency, accountability, consistency, and a range of different things that you need to know. Successful people understand this. They have repeatable processes. They have SOPs, standard operating procedures. So when you want to be successful, it makes sense to invest your time, talent, and resources to understand some of these things that I'm talking about here. Today, we begin also examining what it takes to be a proactive leader. 3 things. They think ahead, they see beyond problems, they take informed action to achieve desired results. Are you able to apply these things to your life? Today, we look in the brief at what thinking ahead represents. In my next broadcast, I'm going to go deeper into other concepts that will better clarify the art and the process of thinking ahead in the context of starting and scaling a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, in the context of building wealth, in the context of enjoying a better quality of life. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. And if you find this program interesting, I want to encourage you to reach out to us. I'll be happy to talk with you, introduce you to our community that can help to push you forward. In the event that you need access to capital, we have capital available in our community. So whether you're looking for debt or credit or creative financing or hard money lending, we have access to a capital pool to set you up for success. So be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets, and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.